Hello everyone, I'm Under the Brick, and today we're going to be talking about set 71812 Kai's Ninja Climber Mech from LEGO Ninjago Dragons Rising. So this is our second Kai mech this year, and I didn't pick up the first one because this one got leaked ahead of time. Hooray for international retailers. So we're here now discussing this one, and I gotta say I think this set has a few things going for it. I guess you could say 4 things going for it, because you know the arms, because there's 4 arms. Yeah, because 4 arms. Let's just continue on with the review.
Let's see if Kai, a spinjitzu master from Ninjago, can do any better.
So let's start off with the namesake of this set, Kai, because it's Kai's Ninja Climber Mech. It's not Jay's Ninja Climber Mech. Come on, let's keep going. So Kai here is pretty cool. He has a new look for this season. All the ninjas have a new look in fact. And this is the climbing gear look. And it's pretty cool. I really do like it. I like the detail of all the various sort of straps and harnesses all over them. The rope across the torso is a really nice look as well. And even on top of that, there's a little carabiner on his attached to him there. And also this little symbol, I presume is the new ninja logo for this era of Ninjago. Nothing else really to say about the figure besides this new shoulder pad piece that is dual molded. It looks really nice, and on top of that, dual-sided face. So Kai has his newer sort of ninja sleep mask look, as I call it, where he has a sort of squinty sort of kind of look, and then if you flip it around, or if you flip it already the other way, you'll have a more smiley, cocky look. I just want to mention also, how long has he had this like band-aid on his eyebrow there? It's been 7 years since the Ninjago reboot. Is it gonna heal up eventually? Hopefully it does. I'm a bit worried for him that it's not healed up for that long. But anyway, hopefully he does get well soon.
You're both too valuable to risk. It should be someone expendable, like Jay.
So the next figure we have up is Jay. And Jay is a pretty cool figure as well. He's the second ninja of this set here. I didn't mention this with Kai because I wanted to save it when I got to Jay, but all the ninjas across these sets with their new look sort of remind me a little bit of the look they had in 2012. I think it's the shoulder pads and the colour scheme sort of giving me that feel, and I think it's really cool. It's like a sort of evolution upon that original look we had at one point. Jay has a similar aesthetic going on to Kai with all the climbing gear, various belts and buckles as always, and another symbol there. He also has this new hook piece, and I didn't mention it with Kai because I wanted to mention when we got to Jay, but this is a new hook piece, and I think it's pretty cool. It reminds me a little bit of Sly Cooper for some reason. The Cooper cane, if you will. It sort of reminds me of that. I think it's just the sort of shape of it, this very sort of triangular shape. Like if you stuck this on a longer rod, I think you could probably make it. Jay also has the shoulder pads as well, and they're dual molded in dark blue and gold this time round, so that's nice. He also has the ninja sleep mask as well, but this time it's to a much happier look, and then to a much more angrier look if you flip the face around, freckles included.
The new Fire collection from Lego City.
So next up we have a new character, at least new to me, that being Wildfire, who is pretty cool. We had her last wave as well with a sand green robe and a new hairpiece, but this time around it seems like she's gone for a new robe and a new hairpiece, that being a dark red one and a new hairpiece. That is really nice, by the way. There's a lot of really nice sculpting going on. You can see how the sort of hair has been sort of tied back a bit more. So on her outfit, I get very big Avatar vibes from it. I should specify not Avatar as in the blue people. I should specify Avatar as in Avatar The Last Airbender. But yeah, I really get that vibe off of it. There's a very interesting little thing going on where they have this sort of, they have dark red and then there's a sort of fainter, lighter red sort of in there, sort of it's almost like cross-hatching almost. It's a really nice little detail. She has a belt across her. She has these interesting shoulder pad pieces that I think originated from a Groot minifigure from a year ago. But it's really nice. It's got this sort of wooden look to it almost. And on the back she has this interesting little symbol that I presume is her name in Ninjago. The only sort of nitpick I really have with this figure is that she doesn't have a new face, and I kind of wish they gave her a double-sided one. The other ninjas and Shadana over there has them, but sadly she doesn't, and I think that would have been a really welcomed addition, just because from what I've seen in the show, she's not really angry all the time. It would be nice to have a much more, I I don't know what the right word would be, but a more caring expression I think would have been nice. A relaxed one even. But she's a really solid figure still, and I'm happy enough that I have another one of her.
I think I'd be a wolf. I think so too.
So next up is Jordana, and she's an interesting figure. She is the villain of this set, so she's the conflict in a box, and they've given her this little glider to achieve that, and it's alright. It's got some interesting pieces to it though, like these swords that I think originated from Pharaoh's Quest way back when, and they're in this really nice silver colour as well. And then speaking of swords, her sword is pretty cool as well. It's this sort of gunmetal, dark gunmetal grey with a bit of translucent red to it, and I presume this ties in with the blood moon that has been mentioned throughout a few other reviews and is in the larger temple set of this wave. To the minifigure itself, she shares a torso across a few other sets and characters, but with her it's pretty alright. It's got this really nice bit of silver going onto it, and it really brings out the shine. Like if you really shine this in the light, and hopefully you'll be able to see on the recording, it just looks amazing. A nice bit of purple and this really nice blue as well that I think was used quite heavily in Boost, if anyone remembers Lego Boost. And then to her face, it's pretty standard. I'm curious to know what this little mark is on her cheek here. I don't know if it's a birthmark or a marking to symbolise that she's part of the group of the bad guys, but it's really cool actually. I really like it. It has a nice bit of shine to it. It's in this really faint bit of gold, and she has a double-sided face as always, with a sort of sinister, cocky look, and then your normal sort of begrudgingly, what the hell just happened kind of look. So that's pretty alright.
New giants from Bionicle, each set sold separately.
So we're finally onto the main build of this set, being the climbing mech itself, and like I said at the beginning of the review, I think this mech has a lot of things going for it, though I do have some slight nitpicks with it. The first thing I want to say though isn't really a nitpick per se, and that's with the stickers. Well, surprisingly it's not with the stickers I should say, because I really like them in this set. They're used on various pieces, including these Nexonite shield pieces, and they just give a really good sense of detail, from these ones here that have these sort of pistons and wiring going through them, and even to the ones on the lower feet that have these little caution symbols on them. Also to mention these ones on the cockpit here that are just sort of flames, it's like they're almost sort of painted on, like Kai and Nia went there with like a spray can and just sort of slowly sprayed them on for use of like a sort of template. We have seen this before in a few other Kai vehicles, including this weird little car that was released like last year I think. So it's interesting they're sort of carrying that on throughout a few of his builds. Though I want to move on to my first real nitpick, and that is the other arms. They're really cool builds, but I wish they were both the same, and I understand it's probably due to the parts budget, but it would have been quite nice if both of them were the same build but just flipped. It would have been so cool watching this thing go around with the two sort of hooks tethered, sort of swinging around like Kratos or something, and using them to sort of climb gaps and other things. I don't know, I just think that would have been kind of cool. I can possibly maybe bricklink some of the other pieces just so I can make another arm that's similar, but at the same time it just would have been really cool. Another thing on top of that is, this mech is sort of an evolution I would say upon the more recent mechs we've been getting. Jay's Titan mech last year was very heavily EVA inspired, as in Evangelion, but now we've moved back inwards. We've gone inwards into Lego, so this mech is very inspired by Bionicle, and that is pretty cool. I really like it. The designers mentioned that these hook elements are very much inspired by various Bionicle pieces, and even on the lower legs there are these sort of pistons that are used to give it a bit of stability, and that was seen in quite a few of the Titan sets of Bionicle. So the articulation on this set is really good as well because of that. Like I said, with those pistons, it gives it a good amount of stability, so this thing can stand up pretty well under its weight. There are various ratchet joints throughout this set, and this just gives it that sort of clickiness that is really good. And then they also use these pre-bent arm pieces as well, alongside the regular, smaller ball joints as well, for the wrists especially. And it's pretty good. Here's like a brief demo of me just sort of moving it about for you to get an idea. The head is also on a small ball joint as well. And the head build is really nice as well. It's very nice. I get a very big sort of, I wouldn't say Roman vibe, but it's sort of gladiator-esque. I think it's the one sort of spike swooping up and then the sort of dark red pieces going inwards. It's almost like a sort of larger helmet. And then the swords, just want to quickly mention them. They're alright. They're really nice builds. I like that they put smaller katanas within the sort of holes that are left over from that one technic element, just to sort of round them up a bit and just, condense them down a little bit, and I really like that. It would have been nice if there was maybe a place to store them but considering that it's an extra set of arms, I think there probably was no room for them to go anywhere. And then my last little nitpick really is that, well, on the cockpit there is no detailing. There's no levers, there's no sort of control panel, there's not even any stickers. I think they could have maybe squeezed in just 2 stickers along these 2 slopes here, and I think that would have done fine. But I'm not really going to let just 2 stickers kind of ruin this set for me, because it's a really good set still. Oh, I almost forgot to mention the play feature of this set, or at least the main play feature, and that is that the hook on the more detailed hand can be detached and can be attached to anything. And that's kind of cool. The designers mentioned they really wanted this to be used for very zipline based play, and I can really see that. It really works out really well. But still, come on, imagine it on 2 hands and this thing like flinging them around. Like, oh, that would have been so cool. Sorry, I'm still on that. So my sort of final thoughts of this set are, it's pretty good. It's just another really good Ninjago mech, and I love that we still have really good Ninjago mechs, and I love the fact we're still evolving them. New joints, new pieces are being introduced, and it's nice that we have another one that's sort of the culmination of those factors. But still, is it a little bit too much? 2 Kai mechs? I mean, unless you're a Kai fan, you know, I can understand, but at the same time, yeah. Oh well. I guess that's kind of the review. So, I guess bye then.